In today's 7 Days to Die 1.0 video, I'm going to show you how to get a ton of loot quickly and easily. Let's get to it. I want to start this video by saying you should go through entire POIs. It's fun killing zombies, looting the entire POI. That's part of the fun of the game. But I realize sometimes you might just want loot. You're kind of over killing some zombies. You just want to get the loot, get in, get out. And that's what this video is about. I'm going to show you where the large caches of loot are in tier 3 POIs. I decided to start with tier 3 instead of doing 1 and 2 because I feel like the loot in 1 and 2 is kind of meh and it really starts to get good in tier 3. So that's where we're starting. If these videos do good, I may go back and do tier 1s and tier 2s, but I'm going to start with tier 3 today. I went through and gathered a list of all of the tier 3 POIs, and I went through, this video contains about half of them that are easy to get to loot. That means the loot's next to a wall or just easy to get in general. Note that some POIs won't make an appearance in here because the loot is very difficult to get and you have to go through the entire POI to get to it. I want to talk about some skills real quick before we get to the loot that makes this much easier. First off, get minor 69er as high as you can possibly get it. A little bit in lockpicking helps as well because you need to lockpick the metal chests, or you can just break them, but it's easier to lockpick them. It helps to ensure that you don't wake up any zombies. But as we're going to be breaking through sometimes high HP walls, and we're going to be breaking through a couple of blocks, having high level in minor 69er and having like a steel pickaxe, stuff like that, just makes it so much easier to get through the walls into the loot. Okay, I've wasted enough time. Let's talk about the first location. The first location is the Forever Video Police Station combo. This is all one POI. When you're facing it, you're going to go to the right of it to the police station, and on the side, you will see a brick wall that kind of sticks out a little bit. Place 3 sets of blocks on one side, 3 sets of blocks on the other side. That allows you to easily find the exact center. The walls here aren't too bad. They're only 1,200 HP. However, they are too thick, so you're going to have to dig through 4 of them because you need to dig enough that you can stand in it. So you want to look directly in front of you and dig out that block and then dig 1 higher. Now from this location, you can access every one of the loot containers that contain the main stash loot here. Now I do want to point out, do not cross this wall. There are a bunch of zombies in the ceiling. They do not trigger unless you cross the wall. That's pretty much all that triggers them. You can make noise as you saw here and nothing like that is going to wake them up. What causes them to fall through the ceiling is when you step foot inside of the POI. You can stay in the wall and you're fine, but if you step foot inside, that triggers them. So just do like you see me doing in the video and you can easily get all of this loot that you see here. Next up, in no particular order, we have Momma's Pizza. This one is super easy. If you're looking at Momma's Pizza, all you need to do is go to the left a little bit. You will see some green tarp up above you, and you see there's a little gap right there in the green tarp. You want to place a block directly below that, and then you're just going to noob pillar all the way up until you get to that green tarp, and then just take an axe or pickaxe or whatever and break the green tarp after you make yourself a little bridge over there. Once again, do not step foot inside the POI. Your little bridge that you made there, you're fine to stand on that. You can access everything right here from outside the POI. If you step foot inside there, there are a bunch of zombies in there and they will wake up. They're right on the other side of the pillars and stuff there. And I'll show you here after I'm done looting. You can see this is all of the loot that we got from it. And then I step inside and the zombies wake up. You're fine as long as you don't step inside the POI. Next, we have the Wildfire camping gear. So you're going to run to the right side of the building on this one and you will see a sign that says sale. So this sign is placed in the middle of 2 sets of blocks. It's on the crease. So you want to look to the left side of the sign as you see me doing in the video and just dig that block out. There is 1 box there that you will need access to. And then you want to do the bottom right as well. Then you want to skip 1 block to the right of the one that you just dug out at the bottom and dig out that block as you see me doing in the video. Then you can break the sign. From this point, you can access all of the loot containers with these 3 blocks missing. Note that once again, these are 1,200 HP blocks, but if you have minor 69er and a steel pickaxe, you make very short work of them. Next, we have Elzner's Emporium. This is 1 giant POI. This whole little strip mall here is 1 large POI. The easiest way to figure out where to go is to stare at the front corner of it, and then you're just going to go to the right and around back. And you want to look for that blue wheelbarrow or whatever it's called there, and that's what we're going to head to. And I advise sneaking in this one because there can be some zombies right by the door, but provided that you sneak, you should be fine. And then you're just going to dig out the block that you see me digging out because that's going to allow you to access the keys. And you want to snipe any zombies that you see. There was 1 there in the front, and there is sometimes 1 right in front of the door. But you can see when we open the door, sure there is another one right there in front as well. Just snipe those guys and stay crouched and stay silent because there's a lot of zombies in this area. But as long as you are stealthy, you should be fine. Which leads me to stealth gear. In doing this is going to help you out a lot in a lot of these. So if you have some extra stealth gear lying around to just help you out a little bit, I'm doing this all naked with no armor on at all. So it just shows that you can do it. I don't advise doing it in heavy armor as you are extra noisy and hard to stealth in heavy armor. But since we are actually going in this POI, you can see we can get a decent amount of loot from this one. This one's a really lucrative one to go after. Moving on, we have the Trilogy Suites. So for this one, you want to head around back and you'll know you're in the right location when you see a set of bars on a window up to the top right and then the bottom left. And if you look directly down from that, there should be 2 stones there and an electrical box. So remove the 1 stone and just to the right of the electrical box, that is where you're going to noob pillar up to those top windows up there. We're gonna have to break through a little bit of stuff up here. So just make yourself a little platform in front of each of the windows. From there, you're gonna take out the very first window to your left. That's going to allow you to access all of that loot there. And then note that that loot there on the top of those boxes can vary. I reset these locations a lot testing this out. So that can be a little trash pile or it can even be a duffel bag. So note that your loot there may vary, but you should always have the 2 crates there. And then we are going to move over to the right side and you're going to take out the window there on the right side. You only need to take out the bottom chunk of it and that allows you to access the main stash as well as another crate. Do note that unfortunately you can't get all of the loot here. You can see in the background there's some ammo and some medical supplies unless you step foot inside there and that place is crawling with zombies. So if you're down to fight, by all means go for it, but if you're trying to avoid zombies, you're going to miss out on a little bit on this specific POI. Next we have Carl's Cars. This one's kind of funny because you can kill all the zombies that are inside the main room there. If you just place some blocks to get a little bit of height, you can see in there to see where the zombies are. There's usually one by the door with the keys that we're actually going to take out the block behind the keys so that we can access them. So if you see one there, you can stealth kill it and there's some to the left as well if you just want to take those out so you can go and move around in there freely. This is another one I advise sneaking on because we are going inside and it's going to be a bit of a dig because the block we need to take out has 5,000 HP, but it's not bad if you have maxed out Miner 69er. And note that I'm not even maxed out in this video. I'm at level 4 and I make pretty short work of that 5,000 HP. Then you just want to trigger the keys there from behind and then you continue to sneak and you can go inside. You can see there's some zombies there. Don't step on the trash. Make sure you break that or step around it. And then the loot is right there. You can access all of it and you should not wake any zombies. As you see, I did not in the video. Don't miss the loot there that's in the center as well. You can access it from pretty decently far away and possibly the cars as well, but I skipped them in this video, but you should be able to at least get the car that's closest to you. Moving right along, we have the bear den. I think many of you will be surprised that you can actually access all of the loot to this one from the outside without ever disturbing the bears or any of the zombies inside. You just want to make a little new pillar there in the front so that you can jump up onto the awning, and then you're going to jump up onto the little ledge there, and I advise sneaking in the middle of jumping so you just land on it and you're already sneaking, and then you can dig out the block right next to the first window to the right there, the one closest to the window. That's going to get you a good bit of the loot right there, and then you want to move over to the double windows and you want the window to the left and the block that's the bottom right, and you're going to take that out, and then after you take that out there's going to be a barrel in your way. Take out that barrel and then there's another block that's going to prevent you from hitting the crate there, so you're going to need to take that out as well. And once you've done that, it should be short work with an axe. You can easily access the main loot there in the center as well as the pile of alcohol or liquor there too. Then from there you're going to move over to the left and take the stone block out that is right next to the window, and then the wooden block that is right next to that is blocking up the window. That's going to allow you to get the crate, and then you can see just the corner of an ammo bag that will spawn there, and if you finagle around a little bit and get it just right, you can actually access that as well. Now I do want to point out that this one is a really good one to just go in and loot because the loot that those bears drop is insane. They're going to drop more stuff and better stuff than you're actually going to get just from the loot that you're getting here from the main stash. Those orange bags usually have a ton of loot in them and really good loot as well. So I would consider, since they can't can't get to you very easily, going ahead and from this location, just taking out the bears with whatever gun you have available while they are stuck inside those pins. You are going to wake up the zombies as well, so you'll need to deal with them, but trust me, it's definitely worth doing. However, if you don't want to fight anything, you just want the main stash, as you can see, you can do it without aggravating anybody inside very easily from the outside. Following up the bear den, we have the buy and go apartment. So for this one, you want to go to the side of the sign that says BNG. From there, you're going to place a block directly underneath of the G on the sign, and then you are going to pillar your way all the way up to the top of this thing. Once you get to the roof, you'll see there's like a little rim on the roof. Don't go past that little rim. If you do, you trigger the zombies. If you stay on top of it or on the opposite side of it, you will never wake up any of the zombies there. As you can see, there is a biker directly to the right of me, and I'm over here just chopping crates and looting and everything else, and he never even triggers or wakes up. But if I was to step foot across this block that I am on right now, it would instantly trigger him and he would wake up and come and try to attack me. But as you can see, you can access all of the loot. That ammo pile there in the back is a little tricky, but if you finagle it a little bit, you can actually reach it and loot it as well. And then you just want to go back to your new pillar and grab the blocks and pick them up on your way down. It's a very quick and easy POI to loot the main stash from. Next, we have the fire pit lodge. This one's relatively easy as well. So if you're facing it, you're just going to go to the right, jump the fence around back, or use a noob pillar to get up over top of it. And then you will see the second pillar in to the right. You want to place a block directly in front of that pillar, as you see me doing. And then you want to place one out directly over top of the pool, as you see me doing. And then you're just going to noob pillar all the way to the top of this thing until you get to the top floor where you see where I am. And then you are going to break out the wood block directly below the window there, break out the window above it, and then you can step right towards the front just a little bit, and you can access all of the loot right there in the front, and you will never trigger any of the zombies that are inside. There's quite a few in here, so be pretty careful. I advise sneaking per the usual, but yeah, there it is. That's the loot. Moving on, we have the Navezgane Falls Diner. So you are going to go around to the back side. You will see an AC there. One block up over to the right is the block that you want to take out, as you see me doing here. This is going to get you access to most of the loot, but if you want access to the 2 additional crates, you're going to need to take out the 2 blocks that are next to it. So 3 in total to make a 3-wide gap, and then you can access the 2 crates. I don't know if the crates are really worth it. I think it's best just to grab the stash, the 2 things that are next to the main stash, and then roll out, because those blocks are 5,000 HP a piece. It takes a second even with high-level miner 69er. And last but not least, we have the BNG Apartments. So for this one, you may be tempted to go through the center here to get to the back. Don't do that. You'll trigger zombies. Go the long way around to the back. You'll see a set of stairs. You're going to go down that set of stairs and you will see a grouping of electrical boxes. You want to go to the right of those electrical boxes, skip 1 block and dig out the block that you see me digging out there. And then to the bottom left diagonally of that block, dig that one out as well. This will give you access to everything that's in there. You may have to get a little tricky with your point of view because you can only see just the corners of some stuff, but you should be able to access everything that is in there with the exception of an ammo pile. After you have looted the crate that is there in the front of the first block that you've taken out, you want to destroy that crate and you can see just the top of the ammo pile. It's a little tricky to see, but you can get it. You just have to destroy the crate that is there in order to access it. I don't advise destroying the crate as that's just kind of bad manners to do, especially if you're playing on a public server and if you want to come back and loot it, because that crate should refresh on its own after a given point of time, but it will also completely reset the entire POI if somebody or yourself gets a quest here, so the choice is up to you. And that is it for part 1 of this video. If you all want a part 2, you all know how to let me know. Hit the like button, share it, make sure it gets lots of views, and most importantly, let me know down there in the comment section. That's gonna wrap it up for this one. Hopefully you all found it helpful and informational. If you did, please consider hitting the subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified when I upload other videos. And if you're looking for some more of my 7 Days to Die content, you can find a link to another one of my videos on the screen right now. I want to give an absolute massive shout out and thank you to all of my channel supporters for helping to keep these videos sponsor free. You all are absolutely amazing people. If you would like to become an official channel supporter, check out the links in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy, you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and share your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.